Hey everyone, so it's been a good solid year since we've been getting updates while Bloxburg has joined the Coffee Stain group, and in today's video I thought I'd put them all in a list and rank my favorites. Now this is my personal opinion, so if you have a different opinion that's completely fine. I would love to hear it in the comments. And there have been 11 updates since we fully transitioned into the Coffee Stain team. I'm gonna start by ranking my least favorite to my favorite update, starting with my least favorite, and for that one we go all the way back to the beginning of Coffee Stain, and that is the Valentine's 2023 update. This update was like the start of Coffee Stain and the whole story, and then we got some Valentine stuff like the cheesecake or some dipped strawberries and chocolate. We also got some books, a statue, and then we also had the sectional couches and the recliner seats, and then some more decorations for your bookshelves. Now this update was kind of small. It was like the start. It was kind of figuring out how everyone was working. Now keep in mind, I have seen some people trying to be controversial and saying like, oh, they had like a year to plan out or to train out. They didn't. When the game was sold to Coffee Stain, almost immediately it got leaked and people were talking about it, so the developers did have zero time to actually like work into the community, work into Roblox as a whole. There was no training time. It was leaked and we needed to start working immediately and pump out updates immediately. So the people who were sharing those files are now complaining that the developers like started out with small updates, but there was no time basically. Anyways, that was my least favorite update. It was a solid update, it just didn't have a lot, especially things that stayed in the game. Moving on to number 10, and that is update 12.5, the trash update. While I do like this update and it is the latest addition to the game, I don't personally see myself using that stuff often unless I make an asylum. I think it will work perfect for Halloween, but in the general scope of things, I don't really see myself putting like the dirty mattress somewhere in a normal looking house. I do love the palettes. I might use the palettes for some like custom builds and stuff, but other than that, I don't think there's a lot that I will personally use in normal house builds that I do. Like if it's a specific build, I will use it, but other than that, not really. Moving on to number 9, and that is the kids bedroom and customizable permissions update, update 12.1, and that one is also known as the toddler update. Now I was very happy with this update. We got the full royal set, and then we also got some star inspired or some universe inspired items. We also got the carpet with the roads on it, which is still one of my favorite carpets, especially to use in children's bedrooms, of course. But comparing it to other updates, I do think we had better updates. The family tree and the customizable permissions. The family tree I personally do not use. The customizable permissions were very welcome and useful. But for me personally, it's also kind of a forgettable update because I usually build smaller houses when I build houses, and I don't tend to have a second bedroom for children. I also don't really roleplay a lot, but as decoration, this is pretty nice. It's a solid update, just not my favorite. Moving on to number 8, and that is the summer update of last year. It came out June 29th. This one came with the new observatory, the new beach. We also could now build pools on multiple floors, and we had 2 new vehicles. So why are you placing it this low? I just feel like we had better updates, and this update like were things that people have been asking for so long, like the observatory, we can finally use it, and then pools on multiple floors, which is something that people have been asking for so long. But then when you come to the game, you don't see 99% of people actually using those things. And same thing for me. I don't usually like use the pools on multiple floors unless I do a hillside build and like one side of the hill is on the first floor. I still tend to go with the pools that have the normal looking water inside of it instead of the pools that we can place on multiple floors. I do like the beach overhaul. I do like the observatory. However, the observatory is quite far away, especially in roleplay, so you have to plan that out as a day event. And I don't feel like a lot of people are using the observatory. It's a really nice place to visit once in a while. But I do love the Easter eggs that came with the update, such as the crab that is in the sand, and then also the pineapple that's under the water. Moving on to number 7, and that is the Christmas update from 2023 as well. And of course, this brought back snow to the map. This brought the elf hunt back. Some new items that I absolutely loved, which are the train that goes around the tree, and then the dollhouse is amazing as well. It was kind of like a continuation of the toddler update we had before. It added some more games for kids to play, such as the dollhouse, such as the racetrack. We also had 2 new cars, the pickup truck and then the SUV that looks like the SUV that was already in the game. But other than that, we didn't get a lot of new stuff. We already have a lot of Christmas stuff that comes back every year. That's why I always will place Christmas updates higher, because there is so much stuff. But there wasn't a lot of stuff that was staying, except for the cars and then some more toys that we also got in the update before. And so for longevity, I put it at number 7. I think it's a good spot. It was a good update. Didn't have that much new, but it was still exciting. One thing I didn't like about that update is how the trophy for the Santa sleigh was the same one as the year before. But other than that, it was a solid update. I did love the new items that were added with that one. Also, I'm gonna put the New Year's update we got after the Christmas update together with the Christmas update, because we usually don't get a lot during that time, and this time we got some party items. You can age up using a cake or a banana now, and there was a firework display in town. But I'll put these together as like one update because it kind of fits together, I guess. And then we move on to number 6, and number 6 is the mid-century furniture together with the Valentine's update of this year, update 12.4. I know this wasn't the biggest update, but I mean, the mid-century furniture is so good. It's perfectly my style. I love using it in builds. The table, the chairs, the new lamp that we got, the yellow lamp. I love it so much. Like the TV cabinet. We also got plants with it and like pots where you can have pots and then put your own plant inside of it. I love the new plants that we've gotten. So this update really is my style, and I will definitely use it in new builds. I adore the new items that were added in that one. And then when it comes to the Valentine stuff of that year as well, the heart-shaped pillow, the vase that we have gotten, the arch is very pretty. I personally won't use it a lot, but I think it's very pretty. So I do think it was a very high quality update and definitely my style of like items that were added. Moving on to number 5, and number 5 for me is the skincare update. This update, it felt like everyone was just in a good mood. Like everyone was happy with it. Everyone got something that they liked in that update. We got some fancy furniture. We got some industrial furniture. We got a bunch of like roleplay items with the makeup kits and then some new animations. I still adore the fairy lights that we have gotten. It was a big and solid update when it came to items like the canopies and stuff. And I still use it every time I play Bloxburg. I use one of those items that came out with that update, either the industrial items or the fancy furniture. I still use it in my builds and I still love it. And I think it was a very solid update. And it was the first kind of very big update that we've gotten from the Coffee Stain team, and it was very promising. So for that reason, I love that update a lot. Put it at number 5. Moving on to number 4, and that is update 11.7, which is the athletic skill and the new gym. It was pretty nice that we can now unlock items by leveling up. That's what was added during that update. The gym was finally updated. If you remember what it looked like, this is what it looked like before, so it was kind of dry and kind of cold. And then of course this was the updated version. It looks a lot more lively, organic. It's actually a fun place to go now. And it also came with a bunch of like gym inspired or athletic inspired items. From weightlifting to yoga, a lot was added in this update. I love it so much. It's not something I will place in every build, but if I have like a gym or a little space where I can make some yoga room or something, I will use it. And I do think the items of that update were very solid and very high quality. Oh, and we can't forget about the sauna, of course. The sauna was really cool. And then we move on to my top 3, and that is the garden update, update 11.6. A garden update was highly needed. We got a very nice looking new tree. We got some new bushes, a lot more stuff to harvest, such as berries. There was honey and bees. We got butterflies. We got the birds, which was like the first pet added into the game. And if I can, I will still use a birdhouse or a bird bath somewhere on my plot so I can have birds spawn in. It's just something that needs to happen. And then of course we also got the much requested color wheel, which I am so thankful for. It didn't work at first. It had some issues, but now it works. You can save colors. You can make your own custom colors. Like some colors we were missing so much from the game. We used the standard Roblox colors. Now with the color wheel, it's like you can make everything you want basically. And then also for the roleplay aspect, like if you put grasses on your plot, you can actually use a lawnmower to cut them down and they will regrow. It's just stuff like that. I loved it. Loved the jam as well. One of my favorite updates to date, and I put it at number 3. Then in second place for me is the Halloween update of 2023, update update 12.0. Of course, we got all the stuff back from previous years. We got an event with the whole mansion that was built on the map. It made the game a little bit laggy, but I mean, it was worth it, to be honest. I loved the potion making. It brought the community together. It was like a lot of fun. Like, have you tried this potion yet? It makes you invisible, or this one makes you float. Also loved the animations that came with it. And I was also in Sweden at the time, so I had a lot of fun like actually being there and working on the project. It was an amazing update generally. And then the animatronics were a really nice addition as well. But that brings me to my favorite update, and it's an update I was skeptical of at first, but then I changed my mind once I started using it more, and that is the burger update. I think that brought the biggest change so far to the game, where jobs used to be very boring, and then the burger job got updated, and the whole story with it exploding, and then having a little like car that was at the side of the road where you could order burgers from, up to the whole new burger place with a new job where you can cut veggies, where you can fry stuff. It's like working down orders. You can do it together with friends as well. And then the whole drive-through thing for role players and stuff. I thought that was a very good update. It wasn't the best update to work on at the time. It was very stressful, but it was so good. It was my favorite update so far, and I love the job so much. It doesn't really feel like you have to do a task. It's just a fun thing to make money in the game. So that is my favorite update. But that was my list of favorite updates. Of course, they can change when I look back at them. It's never gonna be like the same list. But as for now, these are my favorite updates since Coffee Stain. Let me know what your favorites are in the comments down below. I'm definitely interested in reading them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.